part 23 of sharing my story on here because it's so much easier than writing another book. And now it's like mid to late 2005. I have 2 kids, my oldest and then my son with Reed. And we are just having a good time. Like Reed started working his own construction company. So he built out a construction company and was doing well with that. And I had to quit working at IHOP when I had Truth. And he was making enough that we could live, and we were also doing a lot of pro-life activism at this time. So we're going to concerts and running booths. We're holding signs on street corners. Like it was shitty. Like we were shitty people. You don't know what you don't know. And when you know better, you do better. But like we're just really deep in this pro-life movement. And now I'm doing it with 2 kids. And so it wasn't for appearance, but I can see back that we just fit the stereotype of this young Christian couple that's on fire for Jesus with this activism. And we're standing up for babies and women and life and isn't family beautiful type of shit. And God, oh, those years. Oh, and his dad, so he decides to change his middle name to pro-life because he wanted pro-life to be on the ballot as he's running for governor every year in the state of Idaho. And they don't let him put his middle name on the ballot. So he makes his wife, Kirsten, run, and her middle name is Grace. And they put her name on the ballot, her middle name, but not his. So he's all kinds of pissed off and ends up changing his first name also to pro-life. You can find him on Wikipedia, search pro-life Richardson. Like, it's crazy. And so he ends up changing his name. And at the same time, Reed starts hiding. Like, we do less and less activism. We're pulling away from everything because it's like, wow, his dad is really losing his mind. And they own a strawberry farm outside, about an hour and a half outside of Boise. And they live in the house that Reed built him. And Reed, all he wanted was this sawmill. Because not only did he build the house, he had milled all the lumber for the house. Like, he had some serious motivation and dedication. And his dad decided that not only would he not get the sawmill, he wouldn't get any of his tools. He had left with just a small amount of tools. He wouldn't get any of the tools, wouldn't get the sawmill, wouldn't get anything. And was in the process of disowning him. All his dad wanted was for us to get a divorce. Like, he did not want us to be together. And so his dad started harassing us like crazy. He would sit around the corner and wait for Reed to come to work. And then he would come bang on my door. And the first few times I talked to him, because I'm like, it's my father-in-law. Why can't I speak to him? Like, just tell him to go away. I never let him in the house, but he'd bring me like a flat of strawberries and then tell me how ungodly this is and how I need to let his son go. And I'm just like, you are out of your damn mind. And at the same time, like, this is going on, we're not in a very good neighborhood of Boise. And it's nothing compared to what I've seen now, but like, I was scared. And there was a shooting next door in the apartment literally next to us, or in the townhouse next door. And between pro-life coming and banging on our door and like us hiding, and then the gunshots and having, like, I put the kids in the bathtub type of shit because I didn't know what was going on. Like, it was sketch. I was like, we have to get out of here. But I'm also pregnant with our 3rd child. And so I'm like just trying to hide and make do with what we have, but yet everybody knows us. And people are just calling and being like, what's going on with your father-in-law? What this, what that? And it's like I got thrust into all this family drama that I did not want to be a part of. And it was freaking awful. And I'm pregnant with our third. And it's like, what the hell is this life? So we end up staying until I have her. And I had her in early 2007. And her name means a life of grace. And I was really learning the feminine nurturing things. I was deep into the crunchy. I was such a crunchy mom. I was grinding my own flour. We were completely gluten-free, dairy-free, like taking care of ourselves. And it was really cool. My second midwife, so my third birth, second home birth, she was a vet. She was a veterinarian, and she had worked on ranches and had delivered many hundreds of cows and a couple 50 to 100 kids. And I was just like, yeah, that feels right. She was really cool and really hands off, and I felt like I knew what I was doing. I don't know why I didn't use my first midwife again. Oh, there was a part that I missed there because Truth had seizures starting at 4 months. And it was really terrifying because we thought he had epilepsy or a brain tumor or something. And I was actually working for the midwife. Hold on, a train. Okay, the train's gone. I was working for my midwife that helped deliver Truth. And I ended up getting connected. A woman came in and she was just like, she was an office manager for a chiropractor, and she's like, bring him in and I bet we can help. And from the very first visit, that was why we didn't leave, because from the very first visit, he was able, Dr. Dudley in Idaho, he's amazing, and I think he's still there. Every time we go through Idaho, we stop and see him because it was Truth C1, his very top vertebrae that was twisted. It happened during childbirth, and his seizures stopped. There was nothing wrong with him besides needing adjustments. So we did about 1.5 years of care for him, and it stopped the seizures, and he developed beautifully and everything was fine, but it was a terrifying season. So when I get pregnant with my third child, my daughter, we are like super excited, but we also got pregnant at a time when we had just did a deal to flip a house with our mentors. So we had mentors who were a part of Campus Crusade for Christ. They had been married for like 30 years, and they were mentoring us on how to be married. And really they saved our marriage, but it was only in a patriarchal Christian context. So that's debatable in and of itself. I don't know that it needed to be saved. So the week we close on the house, and I actually found the house on eBay, which was freaking hysterical to me because we were just going to flip a house. It was a beautiful old historic home in Boise. And the week we close on the house is the same week I get pregnant with her. And so we're doing this house flip through the entire pregnancy. I end up delivering her with my vet. She was big. I was 17 days past due, and she was 9 pounds, 14 ounces. All my others had been like 7'11" and 7'12", and she was 9'14". And I had her it was like 10, 11 hours of labor, and she was tied up something crazy. She had the cord around her neck 5 times and once around her torso. When she came out, I remember seeing her between my legs, and the midwife was flipping her like a football and unwinding her, and she scored wonderfully. Like, she did absolutely beautifully. She just didn't want to come out, and she still doesn't in a lot of ways. Like, she's my snuggle muffin, and I love that about her. And it was time to pack up and get the hell out of there. So that's what's coming up next.